Good morning from Desert Adventures in Arizona. My name is Steve. Thank you for being here. We're out here in the Ironwood Forest National Monument enjoying another beautiful day. So let me see who's here this morning. We had Belza Chubby here from the Philippines very early this morning. Not sure if she's back, but thanks for being here. I'd like to shout out Ava Potterfield. Be sure to check out her new channel. She's got a channel called Ava's Mediations, and there's the link there on the top of the chat. And then when my live is concluded, Roy and Becky will have their live at 10 o'clock Arizona time. They're up in the Flagstaff area, boondocking up there, so be sure to check them out. We have Jolly Matilda. Good morning, Tracy. Thank you for being here. Always appreciate your support. Now, Tracy has a channel, but she's just getting started posting videos, and she's got a couple of real cute raccoon videos. And I also posted the link up there too. There it is right there. It's a really cute video of a raccoon coming in, looks like on her porch, and taking the cat food that she puts out for the cats in her neighborhood. So be sure to check her channel out. She's just getting started, and we're all about supporting each other. So give her a comment and watch her, and be sure to click the like button too while you're in there. Grandma Kelly is here. Thank you for sharing out the live stream, Grandma Kelly. She's also a member of my channel, and she gifted out a number of memberships. So thank you for your support, Grandma Kelly. I really appreciate it. Now, she does a lot of cleanup in the lake in the area that she lives. She does magnet fishing, and she cleans up a lot of the trash and stuff out of the lake. And she did a premiere this morning, which was very interesting. There we have Sandy. Good morning, Sandy. Thank you very much. And I saw my chat just jumped. We have the adventures of Kenny and Debbie. Good morning, good morning. I think I just subscribed to their channel yesterday. And we have Ava Potterfield and Friends is here. Again, I pinned a link to the top there, Ava, for your mediation channel. And I typically will run, she's got some long videos up there, which are shots of the moon with some Indian flute music, which I absolutely love. And it's great for relaxing in the evening and even going to sleep by. So be sure to check that out. We have Tommy from She Devil. Thank you. She's working, but listening in the background. Thank you, Tommy, for being here. Have you had your water yet today? The doctors say we should drink a glass of water every morning when we get up. For old guys like me, it keeps me hydrated. One of the first things I do in the morning is drink a big glass of water. Of course, we live in the desert too, so it's hot and dry here typically. Everybody's saying good morning. Thank you, Ava, very much. Appreciate it. So with Ava here, she made a comment in her live stream this morning that she really likes my koi pond. So I'm going to play that video for you, Ava, right now. We'll get started. As soon as I find it, we'll get started with the koi pond. There it is. Here we go. That's for you, Ava. We have a koi pond just on the north side of the house. One of the first things that we built when we bought the property here. And when I had the stressful job, I would come home and sit on the bench and watch the koi in the pond. It was very relaxing. It was my way to decompress after work. So here we are, 18 years later? That was in 2004 when we moved in. And I still enjoy the koi pond. Thank you. Thank you. We really like. Okay, Badge is in the house. Good morning, Badge. 4 cups of coffee, does that work? Well, yeah, I guess it does if you drink 4 or more, maybe 6. Ooh, good stuff. Jolly Matilda has been drinking her water in the morning. That's good. It does make a difference. I know we get busy sometimes, and especially when you're in areas that are more humid, it's not easy to remember. Yeah, you're right. Coffee has water in it for sure. Oregon Family Magnet Fishing, I just subbed their channel this morning. Going to check them out. So thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's a Badgeism right there. Badge always has a funny comment. We appreciate it. Catching up on the chat here. Okay, Adventures of Kenny and Debbie. We're driving down the road headed to Waco, Texas. However, I'm going to let the live stream keep running. Thank you very much. Ron Darrell Adventures is down in Waco, Texas too, Kenny and Debbie. He's in the chat here, so good morning, Ron. I wasn't able to stay up for your live last night. Hope it went well. In Arizona, how do you keep water in it? Well, I got a hole in the backyard. That's where our water comes from. We have our own well. There's no chemicals in there. There's no chlorine. It's just good old-fashioned desert water from about 400 feet below the surface. Good stuff. Ava's saying hello. All right, 2 pots into it, I hear you. Yeah, it's good, Sandy. Drink water every morning. It's a healthy thing to do. Small Town Tourist is here. Good morning. Thank you for being here. They're up there in the Mesa area, and I missed them coming in, but thanks for being here. Mods should be welcoming everybody, and I certainly appreciate that. Anyone who has a link that they want to post, please feel free to do that. Any of the mods. All right, getting ready for work. That's good. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. If somebody could look up Oregon family magnet fishing, maybe, and post their link, that would be nice. Yeah, we do have our own well out here. We were on a shared well when we bought the property, and it was the original well back when the stagecoach stop was here. There was a stagecoach stop right across the road from where our property is. You know, the back in the western part of the United States, that's how they got mail and delivered passengers, and that's how you traveled. And there's a mine out here to the west of us, the Silver Bell mine. It's been there since the 1800s, and they had supply runs for that mine too. And so that's how they transported a lot. And so about every 20 miles or so, they would have a way station where they would change horses. The passengers could take a rest, use the restroom, and they would put fresh horses on and then continue on the next leg of the trip. And so that well is still here. It's only about 125 feet deep, but it wasn't enough to supply water for what we needed. So we ended up drilling our own well, and we share it with one other neighbor. And for the most part, except during a very dry part of the year, it does keep up pretty well. So Diggin is here. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Ron is asking, where are you going in Waco? Maybe you guys could meet up for some coffee or something. Okay, thank you, Diggin. Appreciate it very much. Another good channel there if you want to check out locating. Everybody saying hello. Little fuzzy today, huh? I am running on Wi-Fi, so that could be the reason. There you go. Thank you, Tracy, for posting that Oregon Family channel. Ava did the same thing. Thank you very much. Diggin is another good channel. Diggin, I'll go back through the chat after the live and I'll get you a wrench. If folks that come in and support me and are consistent, then certainly no problem doing that. There's Oregon Family Magnet Fishing. And Badge is a retired mechanic. He's got some great videos too. Yeah, it must be on the Wi-Fi. Is anybody else having a fuzzy screen there? Of course, it could be all this white hair. Maybe I should cover it up. There. Does that make it any better? Still fuzzy? Could be because I'm blinding you with my white hair. No, Badge says, I got enough wrenches. Yeah, I'll bet you do, Badge. And you're still using them too, aren't you, buddy? There's Jane. Good morning, Jane. Thank you very much. We have Merton and Sue here. Thank you for coming in, guys. Okay, so Ron Darrell says he can leave me a message. I'll contact him while we're in Waco. See, there we go. There's another RV channel traveling with us. Okay. So there we go. We have Ron Darrow is in Waco, Texas, and Kenny and Debbie are headed to Waco, Texas. So maybe they can share a coffee. And now Merton and Sue, I was watching their live stream. They had a really interesting live stream yesterday where they had a list of questions that they asked the people that were in the chat, and I enjoyed it. You know, one of those that you can participate and share, and they do that so that they can get to know. I think this is Sue that's in the chat today because Merton is working. He goes in really early. He's a mechanic, goes in early, and Sue goes in to work a little bit later. But very interesting live streams, well worth checking out. They're great people, very down to earth, and they recently bought a Class C and fixed it up, and they're into camping, and that's one of Merton and Sue's favorite things to do. She's also painting rocks. You know how you go around to campgrounds and you see these painted rocks underneath a tree? Really neat to see that. And she's got some beautiful stuff. KT Spirit is here. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate it very much. KT Spirit has a channel too. Okay, Ron says clear as a bell here. Okay. Okay, there's Diggins channel. Thank you, Tracy, for posting that. Appreciate it. All right, you're not fuzzy there. That's good. So I have a direct plug-in to my Wi-Fi. I run on Starlink here because we're out here in the desert. This is Ragged Top Mountain behind me, and we actually live out inside the Ironwood Forest National Monument. And so internet connectivity is challenging out here. And we recently got Starlink back in March. And boy, it's been a game changer for my channel. Look like Colonel Sanders. I think I've heard that before. Thank you, Diggin. Appreciate it. Well, you're not fuzzy, but I am. Yeah, I am a little fuzzy here for sure. And Oki says, looks clear from where she's at. She just let me know. She's my producer, you know. Can you leave a message on here? Probably to get hooked up. Ron, you want to come up on the panel? I'll drop a link if you want to come up with me. I don't have anything. I don't have anything else going on right now. So let me do an invite. Copy to clipboard. Close this. Paste. All right, so that's Ron, if you want to come up. Diggins says, I wish we could grow grapes here on the farm, but it's too cold to keep the vines alive over the winter. Yeah, you're up in the Dakotas, right? If I remember. She does a walk around in the mornings around her farm there. Peaches. I still have peaches on the tree, Jane says. So is it getting cool where you're at? We're not, we're seeing cool mornings now, but it's still hot during the day. Let me see. Let me do a weather check here. Hey Siri, what's the weather?
It's currently clear and 81 degrees. Expect thunderstorms starting early evening. Then partly cloudy skies starting in the evening. Today's high will be 100 degrees, and the low will be 68 degrees.
Thunderstorm, she said. Starting in the early evening. Boy, we can use that. Wow. Oh, there's Melissa Chubby. Miso to all have a good day, host. Yeah, she's over in the Philippines, so it's very late. Thank you for stopping in. We have Super Hawkeyes collection. Headed out the door. We'll be back here watching. Thank you very much for popping in. Appreciate it very much. There's KT's channel. Ava was saying this morning, our lows are in the 40s and 30s this week, highs in the 70s and 60s. Now that's a pretty good day to be in the 70s and 60s for sure. It looks like it's cooling off at night though. Sandy says high of 68, low of 46 in southern Ohio. That's not bad. Peaches in the trees won't ripen now, not warm enough. Ah, okay. Peaches are sure good though. We're starting to harvest again our jalapenos. So we have some jalapenos and some Japanese peppers that are not hot, not spicy, in our garden outside, and they're coming in pretty good now. We just harvested a bunch of them, and they're really good to pickle and save. Saying hello, hello. My channel is a profile of my Mac call. All right, so we had a little mix up, I guess, on posting links. That's okay. No worries. So it's getting cool here. We're still hitting 100. I guess we have a chance of storms later today. That's interesting. It is kind of clouding up to the south, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes. So I have a drone which I enjoy flying around for people who haven't been to my channel very long. I do have this Mini 2 drone, and I have a Part 107 commercial drone license through the FAA. And so I can share drone videos on my monetized channel. And let me show you one. But before we do that, I want to thank my members. And here's a little video thanking the members of my channel. I do have memberships available for as little as 99 cents per month if you're interested. I know not everybody can do it, but I always appreciate the support, and any funds go, I turn them around and I join other channels, and any funds that I get from memberships, I just flip those around and join other channels. I think paying it forward is very important. So here's my thank you video for the members of my channel, Desert Adventures in Arizona. Thank you very much, members. I appreciate your support. I never did see anyone come up in the basement, but I did post a link there for Darrell if he wants to come up. So as part of going out and taking my drone out in the desert, I have to drive the Jeep. And so in preparing the Jeep, sometimes I need some help. Yeah, the Jeep was especially dirty that day, so I had to get some help from my hippie brother and my other brother. And so they came over and helped me check the oil, wipe down the windows. And then, of course, the hippie brother, he doesn't do very much because he's kind of lazy. He was just checking out his phone. I think he was YouTubing. I'm not really sure. But I did finally get the Jeep ready to go. And so I went out and shot some video. So we went out and took that video yesterday. So Oki and I love to be out in the desert, and we live inside the Ironwood Forest National Monument. So we go out the gate, hang a left, and we're out in 129,000 acres of monument out here, and we just love it. We go out as often as we can. Now that it's cooling off, we'll be able to go out even more. In the summertime, we'll go out early in the morning because once it hits, 100 degrees or so, you can't do a whole lot of hiking because we are kind of old, At least I am. She's not. And then old Duke, our chocolate lab, he loves to walk. He's 14, but he still gets out there and wants to walk. So we're out in the monument as often as we can. Oh, there's Marshall. Hi, Marshall. Good morning. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Marshall just was traveling back from M22 meetup up there in Michigan, and I'm sure he's going to have some good videos coming out. Oh, thank you very much, Jane. I appreciate that. I think it comes from our love of the desert. I grew up in the Tucson area, not too far from here. I traveled the world in the military, and there was no place quite like Arizona, southern Arizona. Northern Arizona, up in the Flagstaff area, is beautiful too. There's lots of pines and everything up there. But there are pines in a lot of places, but you don't see these saguaro cactus like is back here behind me, this saguaro here. You don't see those everywhere. And so those are very unique, and I just love them to death. There's my sister, Tanya. Good morning, Tanya. Tanya's up in northeastern Iowa, and I would bet that she's probably babysitting with the grandkids this morning. Thank you, sister, for coming in. Love you. Thanks, Sandy. I really like it up here. Everybody's saying hello. Ava's on her second load of laundry. Today's laundry day for us, too. That's what Oki's working on right now. In fact, if you hear a beep in the background, that's the dryer clicking off. So it is really loud when that happens. There's Marshall saying hello. Now, Marshall has a vlog. If you're interested in maybe exploring a nomadic lifestyle, he converted his van. He has a minivan. He converted it to a camper van. One of the best I have seen, and I interviewed him and posted a video on my channel, and it's a great way to look at what he's built. Check out his vlog. In fact, Marshall, I'm not sure if you have a wrench. If you want to post a link, feel free to do that. And Marshall has a great channel. He actually builds sets for movies that are being filmed. And so he hires on to do that. And he's takes care of the artwork and building the set for a lot of movies in his area there where he lives in Kentucky. We have Old Car Junkie here today. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. So Marshall says he's back home now working on mounting your solar panel. So Marshall's got a solar panel he's going to put on top of the van. Oh, did I see you win a painting at M22, Sandy says. Waiting for my daughter to bring in the second load of laundry. She's holding me up. They never seem to be as fast as we like, huh? Hey, Marshall, next movie, please. So, Marshall, which movies did you work on there? Maybe you can share that. Yeah, Badge says you travel all over, but there's no place like home. So, Badge, are you back home now? I think you were at M22 also, weren't you? Lost Ollie. That's right. That is the movie, and I'm going to write that down because I lost that last time he told me. Lost Ollie is the movie that Marshall worked on, and it's on Netflix. And we have Netflix here, so we'll have to check that out. So he did the work on that. We catch up on the comments. Grandkids would love Lost Ollie. They have Netflix too, so I'll be sure to mention that to them. Okay, so Badge says, yeah. Oh, yes, we are. We never went to M22. Okay, I know. Oh, I guess maybe you crossed into the U.S. and were helping somebody with their buses, I remember. Oh, Rob and Jan are here. Good morning, guys. Thank you for coming in. You guys were up at M22, I believe. Ava says, I just hollered at Doug to get his pants on if he wants them washed. Yeah, I get those hollers too. There's Merton and Sue. Would have loved to meet Badge at M22. We'll see him another time. Yeah, Badge is, haven't met him personally. Hopefully they make it down to Quartzsite here in Arizona someday. And maybe we'll get to meet him. Van City Adventure. Good morning, Darrell. Thank you for popping in. Appreciate it. Darrell has a great channel. He's got an adventure channel up there. He does a lot of traveling around and adventure videos with him and his son especially. And so, like I mentioned, I was out flying the drone yesterday, capturing some video. And we actually have a river that flows along the interstate out to the west of us, to the east of us. And it's called the Santa Cruz River. It's one of the few rivers that runs south to north. And last year, it flooded pretty bad and it actually washed a road out on the county line up north of us there at the north edge of the monument. So we thought we'd go out there yesterday and see if they had the road cleared up so that you could drive through. And here it is. So that is the Santa Cruz River. Not a lot of water in there right now. That comes off the Catalina Mountains north of Tucson. And so during storm season, during monsoon season, we do get a lot of water flow down through there. And if you looked on the video, you could see the walls of the river channel go up probably 8 or 10 feet. And so when that water comes rushing down, it flash floods quite often. And it can be dangerous if you get caught in that. And so it's really important for anyone who visits Arizona, especially during monsoon season, what could normally be a dry wash or a riverbed, you can have a rush of water come down there in short order and take you away. We have Whoa Nelly RV Adventures. Good morning, Lucy. Thank you for stopping in. Got to meet Lucy and Brian. They actually camped out here in view of Ragged Top Mountain here last year, I think it was. And so got to meet them. So there's their channel. Thank you, Tracy, for posting Whoa Nelly's channel. Everybody's saying hello. Yeah, the drone, you basically steer it with a control, but you do have to be careful when you're flying over water. It has these two sensors in the bottom. And when you're flying over water, it becomes confused because it's reflecting off the water. So you can't fly too close to the water or it'll lose orientation. It'll kerplunk right down into the water. And a lot of drone pilots have had their drones fall into the water. And so I always make sure that I don't get too close. Lucy's saying hello. Jane's up in Canada. I want to go to Arizona so bad. Well, Jane, come on down. There's a lot of folks going to Quartzsite, and that's a big meetup for Arizona. It's a great place to meet people. Jolly Matilda, as I mentioned earlier, she posted a couple videos of a raccoon visiting her back porch, taking cat food she leaves out for the feral cats. She's just getting started. I like to encourage her. We all started where she's at now. And when I retired, I needed something to do. And boy, YouTube is a good way to film, do some editing, get out and travel, get out into nature. And that's why I enjoy it so much. And then meeting all you great people. Made so many friends on YouTube and really appreciate the support. No worries. No worries. Oh, that'd be nice. Rob and Jan coming down to Quartzsite or Arizona anyway. Be sure to look up the Ironwood Forest National Monument. If you guys can do boondocking there, especially in your van, you can get out by Ragged Top out there. There's a beautiful campsite out there that the county prepared. It's all just dry camping and beautiful views. And February is a good month to come by. Yeah, it is tricky flying near the water for sure. We have Busby Adventures. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Whoa, we have a rock star in the house. Van Vita Travels is here. Paula, I think you were a little down not feeling good. Hope you're doing better. Paul is another channel member, has a great channel. She also supports Nate from Land Cloud Adventures, who's got a couple of beautiful dogs. And Nate was up visiting. They actually met down here in Arizona at Box Van D's meetup in Quartzsite in January of this year. And so it was really nice to see them meet and travel together. They're both enjoy adventures, and Nate traveled up to Canada and hung out with her and got to look at some things up in the area that she lives. My chocolate lab is scratching at the door. He wants to come in. Okay, so Rob and Jan are back in Ontario for a while. And I think you're full time, Rob and Jan, too, aren't you? You guys went full time. I have a lot of impersonators. Oh, there he is. I'm going to show you guys my lab as soon as he sits down here. He just pushed his way into the room. Duke, come here. Come here, Duke. There, come here. This is Duke. Yeah, are you a good boy? He is 14 years old. We got him, he was 6 months old. We got him off of Craigslist. Somebody was trying to find him a good home. And that was 14 years ago. He's getting old, just like I am, but he's my buddy and our walking partner. So he's slightly spoiled, just slightly, huh, Duke? And when he's ready to go for a walk, he's ready. He doesn't take no for an answer. And so he's going to lay down here, hang out with me. Oh, computer crashed. Okay. Well, Ron, if you still want to come up, I will put another link down here. Yeah, the best way is spoiled. That's for sure, Sue. And we really enjoy Duke, and we just love him to death. Yeah, he's getting a little gray. He's 14 years old. And, it's tough when they get old, isn't it? It is not easy. We lost our little Maggie. She was a Cairn Terrier, and she was the boss. She was like 15 pounds. He's 80 pounds, but she was the boss. And he misses her too. And yeah, that's our Duke. Not spoiled at all. Yep. Okay, so Rob and Jan, full time for 13 months. That's good. So I think they had a condo and they sold that, and they have a really nice van set up to travel, and that's what they're doing now. Oh, Jane, gem shows. Now we have gem shows down here, Jane. In January, they have a huge gem show. It covers, most of the Tucson area and the surrounding Tucson. And if you want to buy gems, or boy, they have everything. Rocks, gems, a little bit of stuff. If you just want general stuff, they have that too. Yep, that's true. Quartzsite is home to the world's largest gem show. They have gem shows in Quartzsite too, for sure. Catching up with the chat here. There's Rob and Jan's channel. Thank you, Tracy, for posting that. So if the couple, hopefully the couple is that's headed down to Waco is still in the chat. If Ron comes up, he can kind of give them an idea where he's at. So KT says Remy is 10 years old. She's black. Gray shows up more. Yeah, on a black dog it would. And boy, we just love our fur babies, don't we? Yeah, Merton and Sue, I love rocks and gems. And guys, if you get out here to Quartzsite, or if you get to the Tucson area, which is 200 miles or so south of Quartzsite, in January is the big gem show in Tucson. And then, of course, Quartzsite has gem shows pretty much year round. There's Ron Darrell's channel. He has some fun lives in the evening at 9:30 Mountain Standard Time. And there's some shenanigans that go on in there. Ava loves rocks and gems too. Rumor going around is that Canada will soon be, I'm not sure, I'm not understand, 0.60 on USA. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I did a missile site video. We have a missile site down just probably 8 miles south of here as the crow flies. And it's a Titan II missile silo that was retired. Okay, I see Ron Darrell's down in the basement there. I don't see your face yet, Ron. But we have a Titan II. There he is. We have a Titan II missile site down here, which I went down and explored. And Ron's setting up, getting ready. I'll give him just a minute here. We have Weekend RVing in the house. Good morning. Thank you, Robert, for coming in. There's Ava's mediation channel. Okay, Ron, you ready? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, he's ready. Here he comes.
Yeah, with Steve.
Good morning, Ron. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, going crazy. This computer crashed a while ago. I couldn't get it to do anything.
You know, that happened to me. I was watching Ava's live this morning, and I'm preparing for mine, and then I lost sound on my laptop. And so here I am 10 minutes from starting my live, and I had no sound. So I had to reboot everything, and luckily it came back up again. So I know the struggle, brother. I know the struggle.
Well, this one, the keyboard quit working. The mouse wouldn't move. I mean, it just, everything locked up.
Yeah, that happens. Hey, we have Roy and Becky in the house. Good morning, guys. Like I mentioned, their live is coming up at 10 o'clock Arizona time. So a little over an hour from now, Roy and Becky's live, and they got Starlink, and they're up in the forest in Flagstaff area. So be sure to check them out. So those folks that are headed down to Waco, I'm not sure if they're still in the chat there, but it would be cool to meet them.
Yeah, I can tell them a few places to go around here that is pretty interesting. The dinosaur KT's already talking about. They've got I think that's the newest park in Texas. And then they got a Texas Ranger Hall of Fame here that's pretty neat. It all kind of guns and stories and stuff about the Texas Rangers. And then, of course, they got the silos here and Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, and they've got a few things around to look at.
And that's all in Waco area around there?
Yeah.
Cool. Now the Texas Rangers, they have a lot of history. They go way back, don't they?
Oh yeah, and it's part of their headquarters. Their active headquarters is right there too. Good morning, Buzzy. They I've been up a long time, man. I just look this way all the time. It's not just because I get up.
Oh, leave it to badge, huh?
Oh,
OKT Spirit had an issue with her laptop too. Yikes.
I don't. But how do you like if I wanted a while ago they said leave me a message. How do I get a message to somebody like that off here without putting it on the chat?
The only way I know of, Ron, is to go to their channel, I
Yeah,
guess, and maybe get an email address or something from them. Um, Other than that, I don't know unless you're both up like this. We have private chat available
yeah,
where we can share different things. Like here's a test. I'll send you a test. And then you can see that in private chat, which nobody else can see.
yeah.
But otherwise, I'm not sure.
Well,
Wait, you said there's a museum there. That would be interesting to see. I'd like to see that.
that Texas Rangers Hall of Fame, if it's a museum, it's worth looking at.
Yeah, I'll bet. The
And
Texas Rangers were they strictly state or were they feds? Were they federal? Because
no, they were state, but they were. I guess they were federal too because Texas was a country of its own when they were formed. It was a republic.
yeah, and I thought they traveled outside of Texas. They were chasing bad guys back in the day.
They pretty well did what the hell they wanted to.
Uh,
The Texas Rangers were their their philosophy was that they had some riots going on and they sent one Texas Ranger and they said something to that Texas Ranger. Said, "Man, where's the rest of them?" He said, "You just got one riot, don't you?"
yeah.
And that was about the philosophy. No, they were tough. I think one of the funniest stories on the Texas Rangers, and I've read it several places, the biggest deer ever killed in Texas, biggest whitetail. A Texas Ranger was after an outlaw down in South Texas in that brush country, and he rode up on this buck and saw him and shot him and killed him, and he just let the outlaw go and carried the buck back and to show off.
Priorities, right? I mean, you do need food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Ron, we have some people in the chat here that I don't think have been to your channel. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your channel and the live streams that you do in the evenings?
I started this channel with the ideal that people think that you got to spend $250,000 to get into RVing, or full time, and there's so many different ways, and so I try to show some of the different ways that you can camp full time, from motorcycles, boats, cars, the whole 9 yards. And my deal was when I first started that I was gonna put up one live stream a week, one video a week. Well, that turned into 7 day a week live streams, and I think I got 260 live streams, and 5 days that we haven't run one. But we just have a good time in my room. That's the main thing, and love be any topic in the world come up.
Yeah, and I've been in there too, and I enjoy how it's organic, as you call it, as I call it. Is basically you just go with the flow. Somebody brings up a subject, and there you go. You're off and running, and sometimes it gets a little spirited in there, but it's always respectful. And every time I've been in there, I've always enjoyed it. Good people in there.
But you know, that's one thing. The first one I ran, it was, you know, cut up and go on as long as it's funny or cute or something. But you're not gonna get nasty in that channel. And the second thing is no drama. I won't put up with that on this channel. And I think that makes it work sort of lighthearted, and everybody pretty well respects it. We don't have much trouble in there.
Sure. Now, Diane Phoenix is one of your best moderators, I think. I haven't seen her in here today, but she's a great moderator and keeps close tabs on people in there, and she'll call them out if they get out of line, won't she?
Well, I tell you what, we got a bunch of good moderators. Diane, Janice from Oz. Uh, there's several. There's a bunch of them. There's 5 or 6 moderators in there, and I don't have to do anything. They take care of it.
Yeah.
You know, they get up there and get after it. And yeah, Diane's a good moderator. She is that.
She is. She is.
Well, Kenny,
if you don't behave, the mods play whack-a-troll.
it's a constant in that room.
Yeah, it's something else that happens too. You get trolls that come in and post links or try to post links. And the moderators are really good at keeping that cleaned up.
I tell you what, they don't. You know, Kenny used to be the fastest there was about knocking them trolls out. And I don't believe he can stay with Janice and them now.
Oh, yeah, they grab them, yeah.
Well, they're just looking, they're sitting there cocked with that wrench. Sometimes you got to watch it as the backswing on that wrench to get you.
Yeah, for sure.
But now, in my channel, I still am working on some videos right now on some motorcycle camping, and I do, basically I'm full time, and got a home base that I come back to sometime, and it'd love to be on anything.
Yeah, now motorcycle camping is challenging. Oki and I have done that back when we were younger. I had a bike, a Heritage, 2003 Heritage, and we looked like the Clampetts going down the road. But we were able to do it. We went up and traveled, up north. I think we did a 4,000-mile trip with a tent on the back, and we just camped around and had a great time. Of course, you're out in the elements too, so you've got to prepare for that.
Well, I've got a Harley Road Glide, but it's got a sidecar on it, and so that makes the camping pretty neat because all your camping gear goes in that sidecar. And you carry a lot of gear on it like that.
Now, have you taken Rocky, your dog, for a ride in the sidecar?
Yeah, I'm a little bit sort of breaking him in now. He's big enough to start getting in there, but and he don't seem to mind it. He doesn't like the noise when he first crank it Harley, but then just as soon as it goes a couple minutes, he's fine. He likes to ride.
Does he?
Yeah.
Are you going to be one of those guys that puts goggles on him and a skull cap and all that too?
You know, the more I read about that, I don't know what's the best. I read on there that those goggles are not supposed to be real good for those dogs' eyes.
Yeah, probably not, but it's good for getting people to come around and enjoy, seeing your dog. That's most of it, I think.
Well, I tell you what, he makes friends with everybody. Oh, yeah. Rocky's just one of them dogs that he put Kenny in the sidecar. That's a thought.
Great idea. Well, you got to be able to strap his walker or fold-up wheelchair in there too.
Yeah, well, we can do that. If it don't, we'll build a sidecar he'll fit in.
There you go.
Yeah. But Dave, and I like to build stuff too, and that's part of it. So, my channel just about a little bit of everything. Just
Yeah.
somebody asked me what a topic is, what the topic for the night is, and I said, "What's the topic?" I don't know what that is. It's about the truth.
It's the chat's job, right, to come up with a topic.
Yeah, and it doesn't take long, and there may be 4 or 5 of them before the night's over with. You don't never know.
So my worry, when I started live streaming was that no one would watch. And so I called my sister or texted my sister, and I had Oki and my daughter, and I said, "Hey, I'm going to start live streaming. I'll have 4 people if you guys come in." And so people actually showed up, and I really appreciated that. And I appreciate it, even now there's 15 people in here. I never expected to have that kind of support.
Hang on just a minute, Steve. I got to let this dog out.
Okay. All right, there's Ford Man's, there's Kenny's channel. Thank you, Tracy. So Kenny is disabled, and he does a lot of taste testing, and he supports a lot of channels. In fact, I think he posted and shared this live stream out this morning. So always appreciate that support. Diane does not have a soft voice, that's for sure. I never heard her voice. I don't know if she's ever come up on the panel. I'm not sure I've ever seen her up on Ron's panel, but she's definitely a great moderator.
I got Diane up one time.
Oh, you did?
Yep. I got a knack for that. I got Doug up where he'll talk.
That's the talk all over, is Doug actually talks on your live streams. And I haven't caught one of those yet. I got to get up there.
He's a character. And then I got Bree coming up a couple times.
Yeah, Bree's a sweetheart for sure. And she just started her channel. She's doing videos on waterfalls. She does a lot of waterfall hiking and stuff around waterfalls. So it's good to see that. And you got to start somewhere, right?
That's right. And she got she is excellent with that camera now.
Is she?
If you watch her waterfall videos, the quality of the video was great. I mean,
yeah, I saw her last 2 that she posted, and they were very good. She does music with hers, and it really came out nice. So Busby says, I recently created a 59-minute video, and people have only watched 9.5 minutes into it per the studio. And sometimes that happens. And so there are people out there in YouTube land that will give you advice on how to hold people. And sometimes you got to change it up a little bit. When I do my drone videos, I put the drone up and I fly around that mountain behind me, and it gets kind of boring after a while, and people click off of it. And so I switch it up. I might do, a few seconds of video, and then I'll switch it to another view or another location, and that tends to keep people watching a little bit. But you've got to hold their attention, and that's the challenge in YouTube.
I've been lucky on holding people on my channel, but I think they just stay in there to try to see what's going to happen next, because they don't know.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
And I do things, everybody does their own thing.
Sure.
Like on my videos, I normally do complete voiceover. I'll kill the sound on taking a video and do a complete voiceover. I don't fool with the drone. I don't fool with music. It just sort of plain Jane, and it's a one-take deal. But I've got an ideal about these YouTube channels that's I think people watch these channels more for the personality of the person that's putting the YouTube channel on than they do the information that's on it.
Sure.
And that's like Paula's
it's
got
kind
a real
it's
personality.
kind of risky, right? It's kind of risky because you're putting yourself out there for people's judgment. And when you're old like me, and I don't know how old you are, Ron, but we're old enough to not care what people think. And so if you don't care much for, you know, my video, then, don't watch it. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, yeah. It's I want it's out there for somebody to enjoy, and if they're not enjoying it, well, they need to go somewhere else.
Sure. Mad Hatter Magnet Fishing popped in. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining us. All right, so we have some people commenting. We try to keep them 18 minutes and under for videos. And Roy, who's been doing it a long time, says I stick with 15 minutes or less, and I've heard that. Now, there's a lot of talk about shorts, short videos now. And so I've been doing a little bit more in that area. And the interesting thing I found recently with shorts is YouTube is going to start monetizing them. And when you put a short up that's 15 seconds or less, they actually roll it. And so you get a whole bunch of views because people don't realize that it's repeating. And so they'll roll it over and over again. And so looking at my analytics yesterday, I saw that more people are finding my channel through shorts than watching my videos. So that might be a good way. And shorts are quick and easy. You do it with your phone. You find something interesting, and sometimes Oki will holler at me and say, "Hey, there's a tarantula out here in the yard," and so I'll run out there, and you do your short in portrait mode, and then trim it down so that it's 15 seconds or less. Click the plus, you load it on your channel, and then bam, it's off and running. So it's a quick and easy way to post interesting things to get people to find your channel. And so far, it's working for me.
I've posted 2 shorts way back there, and I haven't done any in a long time. I haven't posted many videos lately. I've had a bunch of stuff going on. In fact, that's what I was working on today. I've got 3 different videos I need to finish up, but they've been recorded. I got a bunch of ideas for videos, and I got started on one that's going to be interesting, and I've certainly enjoyed it so far. I've just got 1 video posted on it, but I went back just as far as I could remember, which was like 3-4 years old, and started telling everything I could remember about the crazy stuff that happened when you were that age and blah, blah, blah. And I really opened that up for me and my kids more than anything else. Maybe one of these days, them kids going to want to know something, and they can go back and look at it, And that's been pretty well received, and I need to get back on that.
Yeah, it is a good way. And that was my thought, too, when I started my channel. I retired, needed something to do, but I was also interested in leaving something for the kids and the grandkids. In fact, one of my first few lives I did, my granddaughter was sitting at school with her phone, and she got in the chat and said, "Hey, Grandpa, I'm here." And she was at school waiting for school to start, and she was watching one of my lives from school. And, leaving that for for them to see. Mad Hatter says, I try to keep my videos around 15 or 20 minutes. I got somebody pestering me here. He says, "Brad, you haven't taken me for my ride yet." I have an old Cherokee that I put a ramp up there, and I let him climb up that ramp, and he gets in the back of it, and he loves to go for rides. And he's pestering me right now. 14 years old, and he's got me trained pretty well.
Well, I tell you, the crazy part about my live is I was going to run a live for 30 minutes. And most of my lives, if I shut down at an hour and a half, I got people raising sand at me. Most of my lives run 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, and I don't like to waste people's time, but here we are at 20 after 9. I usually shut it down in an hour, but having you up here certainly helps keep it interesting, and that's what you got to do is keep things interesting for people to hang around. So
Somebody,
Mark has a comment here, and each short you create from a long video is treated like a new video, so you'll need a title, description, etc. Yeah, Marshall's been experimenting with that on some of his videos. He's creating shorts, and that's a pretty good way to do it too.
somebody said something on here about my voice and being deep. I tell them that I just sound like a bullfrog with chapped lips.
Yeah, your nickname is The Voice.
But we do have a good time with it. And I'm amazed at how many, just since I started running lives about 6 or 7 months ago, how many people that weren't creators at all are starting to get into it. Like KT and Fairy Dove and uh, Bree. There's a bunch of them that have started up channels now. Yeah, you. And it's amazing how many people are getting into it. I tell you what, that virus was the best thing that ever happened to YouTube.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were stuck at home, and I heard YouTube exploded, with people on. And YouTube is a great way to find information. So if your refrigerator quits working, you get on YouTube and you see how did somebody else fix it.
I know you can kill a hell of a lot of time on it because you'll
Yeah,
get
you
started
can,
looking
you
at
sure
one
can.
video, and the next thing you know, it's 3 hours later.
Yeah. So Busby mentioned being a creator and in a wheelchair user can be challenging. That's for sure. There are channels out there, a couple channels that I follow that are in wheelchairs, and so they make it work. They make it work.
Well, it's like Kenny. That's the best thing in the world for Kenny. It gives him something to do, and he works at it too. I mean, that boy. And I give Kenny a hard time. Just an old man giving a young man a hard time.
That's the way of the world, isn't it? We've got to keep those young guys straight.
Yeah, and I can laugh at Kenny because a lot of the stuff that he's going through, I've been right there too. Ava, you have a good day. Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah, it is.
And I tell you what, we were talking about the personality a while ago. You take like Paula. Now Paula's got that easygoing personality and like to laugh and cut up. In fact, that's the way I got started. Is I'd go into Paula's and being about the half a smart ass I am, and I'd stick a one-liner in there once in a while. And she's actually the one that come up with the name on my videos, That Trouble with Ron. She said, that fits you. That's what you ought to put up.
Yeah, it does. It works, huh? Yeah. And it brings a lot of people in. What is this trouble here? I got to go check this out, I think that's how I found you, too, was I saw that Trouble with Ron. Oh, something bad happened. And no, it's just shenanigans. That's all it is.
Well, and we got a bunch of people pulling shenanigans. Cat's another moderator that can get after him.
Yeah, she's an interesting lady. She actually works a ranch, right?
Yeah.
And they have a lot of head of cattle, and they run bison.
Yep.
Yeah, up in the Dakotas. Interesting lady, for sure. Okay, so Mad Hatter's got to take off. Thank you very much for stopping in, guys. Mad Hatter, I'm not sure I'm subbed to you, but I'll certainly make a note and check out your channel.
Well, if anybody wants to get hold of me, well, they can go to my channel, and my email is on that About page. So and get hold of me that way.
I'd like to make it down to Waco. I'd like to see that museum you're talking about there.
I'll buy you a steak when you come down here.
Whoa, yeah, Texas steak. You know, the time that we've traveled through Texas, we didn't stay long, but Texas is a big state and it takes a couple days to get through there.
Yeah.
And I don't think we run into anybody who wasn't nice. You know, the Okie and I just love traveling through Texas and talking to the people from Texas. They'll help you in a heartbeat and just nice people.
And there, everybody will speak to you. You
Yeah,
know,
everybody speaks to you, exactly.
Texas is a little. I imagine people get tired of hearing this, but Texas is sort of an outlaw state. Uh, the people that couldn't get along in the U.S. came to Texas, and the people that couldn't get along in Mexico came to Texas. So it was set up by some pretty, and it's rough country. I mean, there's a lot of Texas that's really hard to make a living out of. And so it came up with a lot of individuals. And I think that still shows. The other place that I've been in my life that was a whole lot like Texas is Australia. You know, Australia was the same way. The way it got started, well, they pulled people out of those debtors prisons and stuff and put them on a ship and got close to bank as they could and chunked them over the side. If they swam, and if they didn't, they didn't, you know. So they came up hard the same way. And most of the time, Texans and Aussies get along pretty good.
Jane says, I love Texas. I was made an honorary Texan.
There you go.
Yeah.
What part of Texas did you go through, Steve?
You know, just I-10 going through. We were on the way to Louisiana. I have a daughter that lives over there in southern Louisiana. She lives in a little town down there. And we had never been down there. And what was it? We visited 2 years in a row. I think it was 2018 and 2019. And then haven't been back since. So we need to get back there. But just passing through and talking to people. We just have a great feeling. Now, there's also down south there is I don't know if it's a national park. It's kind of remote. We were thinking about going down there, and I can't think of the name.
Big Bend.
Big Bend. Yeah, Big Bend. Have you been down there?
Did you know I haven't been? That's one of my places I want to go this year. There's 2 or 3 places. Paddle Deer Canyon, Amy's out in Amarillo now. Well, just 40 miles outside Amarillo, Paddle Deer Canyon, which is the second biggest canyon in the United States. It's just right below Grand Canyon. And it's like 250 miles long, and there's a couple places on it I haven't been. I want to go there. And then people talk about Big Bend National Park. It's right there, but just within a few miles, there's a Big Bend State Park. And there are 2 big parks there. You can't go through it in a week.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty big, and I've seen a couple of videos of people who camp down there. So it looks like a nice place, but it's quite a ways south of I-10 there. So is the road pretty good going in there as far as you know?
Oh, yeah. It's pretty good. Now, you get in the park, some of that's pretty rough, but it's well marked. You know, I got friends of mine that go down there and spend Christmas in Big Bend every year. There's a whole group of them meet up down there.
We actually have people out here in the monument, Ironwood Forest National Monument, for Thanksgiving. We see families come out here and they'll spend Thanksgiving weekend out here. They'll cook their turkey and have a campfire because it's getting cool enough during the day where you can boondock and be comfortable.
I've had somebody just drive up, Steve. I'm going to have to get off here.
Okay, well, I'm ready to shut it down anyway. Ron, thank you very much for coming up. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you inviting me up, and everybody have a good day.
All right, have a good one. All right, that was good. Thanks, Ron, for coming up. Ron's got an interesting channel, interesting live streams in the evening, so be sure to check him out. Oh, Busby says Six Flags in DFW is a fun place. Okay, that's a amusement park, right? Six Flags. So we're having discussions here about videos and how to keep them interesting. And Tracy, I appreciate you did a great job today moderating and posting links. I really appreciate what you've done today, and thank you very much. And if you haven't checked out Jolly Matilda's channel, she's got a couple of cute videos up there on raccoons that come in to visit. So stop in. Thank you, Marshall. Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. Everybody's got to run. Thanks, Jane. All right. And be sure to stop by Roy and Becky's Travels at the top of the hour. They'll have a live stream, and they're running in the forest on their internet is via Starlink. So, okay, that's what I thought. Merton and Sue lived in Longview, Texas for 2.5 years. All right. Okay, thank you, Tommy, for coming in. Appreciate don't work too hard. And everybody have a great day. I'm going to run my outro here. And one more time, I want to thank the members of my channel. I'll run that first, and then I'll run the outro. Thank you very much for being here, and we'll see you next time.